Hey, welcome back, friends. My name is Tobal. Hey, our Martian Academy is up and running. We have a full shift of people working. Now, of course, the downside of this is when you assign people with no specialty to the Martian University, they will leave the job that they were previously working. So I opened up another shift, and that's going to take all of those people away from whatever they were doing. So I think what I'm going to have to do to kind of trim up a bit of... Wow, do we seriously have that many people available? No, we're short 16 jobs. So we are kind of hurting. Where are we hurting at? The research lab is one. Let's make one research lab a high priority. We're going to keep the small machine parts factory as a high priority. We're going to keep... You know what? Polymers maybe can go down to... Oof, that's rough. We're actually really short there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's... Pretty much everyone is always working somewhere on the first shift. So let's stop doing the services on the first shift. We'll put the services into the first and second shift. The diner honestly probably does need 2 people per shift, though, to deal with all the people that are coming in. And I might even need more diners soon. I haven't really even checked the services, so I don't know how many people are needing certain things. Wow. Missing services, building, shopping. 8 of the colonists want that. I can't really tell much else beyond the comfort stuff. As soon as we get a steady supply of electronics, I will open up the electronics store, but right now it would eat into pretty much our people. Let's go ahead and turn this off too. We don't really need a security station yet. But yeah, as I was mentioning, it would basically eat into our staff, and I don't really want anyone to go working on this at the moment. I don't think we need it. Right, so our farm is doing well. I haven't checked on the farm in a hot minute. We've got tons of food. We are below 100 though, so that does indicate to me that we are slowly going down in our food stores. However, as the soil quality gets back up to 100%, then we're going to switch it around to maybe do, like I said before, wheat, potatoes, and then soybeans. And every full cycle of all 3 of those should reset the soil quality back up to 100%. I just have to finish off this current batch of crops. So, that'll be fine. I do want to start looking at putting down the next dome at some point. It's not going to be soon. It's going to require 100 polymer, so that will hurt a lot. And we're going to have to vastly expand our infrastructure. So I don't think we can do much until we get ourselves more specialists and probably more of these factories. I think that's going to be a big one. We have good raw material production, right? We've got tons of concrete. That's not a problem. Metal might be an issue.
Analyzed.
We might have to put something... Where would we even do that? Oh, hey, we've got a bunch of new technologies from our anomaly. Let's pause real quick. Before I go too farther and change my mind about something, let's go back to this theory here. We've got metal here. Where else do we have metal at? Down by the water. There is some metal right here, which isn't too terribly far away. It's high-grade metal, too. Could we put a self-sufficient dome all by itself out here? I would love to have an automated metals extractor. That would just be amazing. I think you can get those too. We just don't have the capability right now to do automated extraction, I believe. So we would have to have a dome. We would have to staff it with, you know, services. We'd have to have its own food supply. I do think, though, that if we put one of those universal supply depots between here and the other domes, we would be able to ferry all of our items across. It's just a matter of kind of micromanaging all of the needs of the colonists who lived in this one dome just for metal. Otherwise, we could wind up putting down a dome somewhere between, but I don't think it's big enough. The area of influence isn't big enough to include both of these, pretty much. Now, there is still quite a bit of surface metal on Mars, and I have not exploited all of this yet, right? The RC transport is currently getting some at the moment, but there's different, you know, right here there's some. The asteroids are constantly dropping supplies as well. So I don't know if metals is going to be a big problem. Our stockpile is meh right now. It's not quite as big as it used to be, but I don't think it's cause for concern. So let's go check out this planetary anomaly. Oh my crap, we got a ton of things. Terratourism, Martian planet. Let's go to the research screen instead. What do we get? Dome bioscaping. Residences in the basic domes and barrel domes have improved comfort. Nice. We got automated storage. These can store large amounts of resources, but have to be constructed and require power. Okay. We also unlocked Martian Patent, which is licensed Martian technology. It's a repeatable technology that will let you just get 500 million. Terratourism. Tourists pay 50% more funding to come to Mars. That's funny. I don't think I've even had a tourist yet, have we? Is there anything to do on Mars? Maybe that's an option. I don't think I even remembered or realized that tourism is an option for us to make money. Do we have tourists waiting to come to Mars? How do we even filter by this? What would they be under? Do we have to unlock something before we even see tourists? Do we have to have, like, something about, you know, to go? Okay, so we do have 3 tourists here. Grants 10 million funding on arrival, leaves at first opportunity after 5 sols. More tourists appear when tourists successfully return to Earth. Plus gambling. I don't know what that means. Applicants with more of the desired traits will board. Yeah, okay, so I think we have other filters that are excluding some of these tourists. But man, a couple extra million would not be too bad. Not that we have the infrastructure in place right now to really keep them entertained, but it's good to know that that's going to be an option. I don't think I ever looked into tourism. It's kind of one of those things that hits your mind, and then it just goes in one ear and out the other ear. So that could be really fun for later on. Fun in air quotes, because they're probably going to cause us a bunch of drama by being grumpy about life. Can't wait for this to finish. I'm going to leave this on auto, by the way, because I don't think it's going to train them in batches of everything as one. I believe it's going to train them into whatever is needed. So we've got engineers needed, geologists, medics, scientists. So this hopefully will kind of have a nice even balance. Once the first major shift goes through, we should be in a much better place in terms of our overall staff level. My big concern still is that the machine parks factory is, well, how are we doing on this? We're getting 3 maintenance per day. We're making 4, we need 3. We're 1-on-1 on electronics, and we're 1 to 1.4 on polymers. So we are short on polymers. And you're ready to land. You were exploring something recently, weren't you? You did go do the technology thing. Cool. We are almost done with lake crafting, which I'm going to try to put down as soon as I can. I'm hoping it's just using the RC drones that we don't quite have yet. What else could we get on the planet right now in terms of planetary anomalies? Resources, breakthrough. Breakthroughs are nice, but they do require a ton of research. I think more resource missions might behoove us here. Resources. There's 3 resources, I think, and 2 science breakthrough missions. Now, fuel, are we okay on fuel? We're kind of meh on fuel still. Right, we've been struggling a little bit with our fuel production. And again, I could raise all this up, but my biggest concern is that we can't meet the maintenance quota right now. There we go, we've got our lake crafting finished. So let's take a look under terraforming. Or it should be, yeah, there we go. So we can craft a lake. What does this look like? A small lake, large lake. Is it just kind of random? Yeah, okay, so it is going to tap into our system. That's pretty cool, actually. I love that idea. It's going to use how much water? Oh, it only consumes 3 water? That's not as bad as I thought. These are so cool. I love this idea. Can you get different designs, too? Oh, you can get different visual variants of this. That's so neat. How cool is that? I'm super excited about this. Obviously, you can tell I'm like completely squealing over this entire thing. It would be really cool. What I've done in the past is I've had a bunch of large oval domes around this central area. So it's the bigger sized oval dome. And they kind of just string around this big open area with a bunch of storage in the middle. That would be really cool if the center of this was a lake. And we tied them all together. Now this crag here, I can't really get past, but I believe if we just put this giant lake right in the middle... How much would this cost to make? I should check that. It's only 50 concrete. 0.1% per soul. Doesn't improve global water at low temperature. Okay, that's fair. I think we have to get up to a certain point. Maybe 25% heat is when we start getting evaporation into the atmosphere. So we could at least plan for it. And I really kind of like this idea. Too far away from working drone commander. Yeah, we kind of know that. What a great spot. So there could be the lake, right? And then we're going to just put a bunch of domes around it and have a really pretty vista right in the center of this giant valley. Ooh, I like it. I'm not much for interior design, but I like it. All right. You have a almost full load of materials to take home. So we're going to wait till you're completely full, and we'll send you home for some more money. Sounds good to me. We have a lot of people working still. Yeah, we're still pretty good on the shifts. A lot of people are in the Martian Academy. Okay, so why don't we start looking at what are we going to need, and do we want to add another dome to house more colonists to continue the good fight of production in terms of getting more machine part factories, another electronics factory. Obviously, we're going to start cranking out all of the Martian specialists once we start getting them through. I don't know how many sols this takes, by the way. Graduation speed depends on the individual student performance. Okay. I'm curious about that, but why don't we, before I go any more barrel domes or anything, why don't we just wait for that first class to be finished? And we should have a much better feel for where we are. I will probably grab full-on production units next time. The full-on machine part factory and the full-on electronics factory. Alright, Spirited Man, I appreciate you being here. You've done really great work. Go ahead and head home. Head on home, my friend. Oh, quick. Move. Oh, wait. No, we're on the launch. I always forget we're on the landing pad. It's not going to ruin a bunch of our other machines. Beautifer. Off you go, my friend. Fully loaded. Lots of money. Go get us rich. Excellent stuff. You're in range of the drone commander, so I guess you will be starting to get concrete over time. We'll just let this rock out over the next couple of days. I am getting a warning about food consumption, or rather food production. So let's look at our graphs and take a look at food and see how far underneath we are. So every few days we're harvesting about 59, 55, 59, obviously going up because of the soil quality. And then we're consuming about a steady 15 or so per day. So I don't think we're too far off. We're not going to be making quite enough, but as that soil quality raises or goes up, we're going to be getting more of an optimal harvest, beyond the optimal harvest. Now, once we have more options here, we're going to be able to grow things that have either more of a harvest or a faster production. So I think we're going to be okay. I do have to just wait out a little bit longer. We could. Do we actually have people working in the hydroponic farm? We do, but not much. I could make this a high priority just to have 3 people. And they're just basically rocking out wheatgrass steadily. That's fine. Can we grow seeds here? Seed crops. It will give us 1 seed. I guess I'll start getting that. I don't know how much we want to have stockpiled, but maybe once every so often wouldn't be too bad. Hey, we got more money from home. We were able to export another 30 of the rare metals. So more money for us. Do we want to get anything from home right now? We are a little short on machine parts, like I mentioned, but all we're trying to do is survive until our batch of Martian students gets finished. And then from there, we're going to maybe open up a new dome, or I'm not entirely sure. I'd love to get that big round dome that I tend to like, but this the double dome, if you will, the oval dome, man, 100 polymer is just such a brutal cost. But it wouldn't do too bad in this spot here. It's close enough to be within the existing network of drone controllers. It could be next to another water resource. We could kill this drone commander, and it would be both in range of water and... Well, sorry, we don't need it to be in range of water. We just need it to be in range of the underground rare metals. It is a low-quality deposit, though. Okay, we just finished up live from Mars. So let's take a look at our new passenger pool. We have a much higher amount of applicants, I think, right? Let's take a look and go to the filter. I think I've got some weird filter here. Can I clear everything? That's going to allow everyone through. Maybe I should have done a reset. Hang on one second. Let me fix this. Okay, I reset the filter, but I need to know a couple of things first. So, we have 2 open shifts of 16 slots of geologists, right? And we have 13 geologists at the moment. Now, the challenge is I don't really know how to deal with the fact that people get super grumpy at working at night and outside. So we could try to rotate the shift every so often, or I guess we just try to get items that are going to increase their sanity to counteract all of the bad stuff. But it seems like right now, well-rested, visit an infirmary. Are those the only options when it comes to sanity? Recovered when resting at home and by visiting certain service buildings. What kind of service buildings, while we're sitting here and learning, increase your sanity? So, infirmary is medical checks. Okay. Will recover health and sanity as long as they're not starving, dehydrated, etc., etc. I would imagine that the art store might help you regain some sanity, right? I almost think that's kind of something that would just make sense to me. By the way, I am testing something new with power. If you notice that I'm really low on power, I did shut down all 3 of my large wind turbines last night. What I was trying to see is how much energy we're wasting by overcharging our power accumulator. So I was going to try to have them a little bit lower than average starting off the day, so that at least it feels like we're not wasting energy by letting them run with full accumulators. I could probably put down more accumulators, but again, more repairs are going to be needed from that. So we're going to need at least a couple more geologists, at least 4 more geologists, first off. Right? 3 more. I guess there's a geologist working somewhere they shouldn't be working. We also could get more engineers. That's a pretty big one. And then from there, I guess it's just going to be a mix. We've got botanists already, although they might be spread around a little bit too. So let's go back into passenger rocket. I've got a bunch of people. Have I already selected? No, it always fills it up. I kind of wish it would keep it as what you selected. So let's grab ourselves any geologist. Can I change the... I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I guess I could just say I want any scientist, I want any geologist, and I want any engineer. Apply that. There we go. Oh no, hit the wrong button. Okay, I need to reset that filter again. No, scientist, officer, geologist. I can say no to the rest of them, right? And that would clear it off. Okay, so we basically picked up 22 people. All of these people are some kind of a specialist. We have far too many officers. I don't know. Do we want to preemptively have officers here? I haven't used an officer at all. We got more scientists, which is going to help us keep bumping up the science per day. Lots more medics, more botanists, things like that. 3 medics, 5 scientists, 2 out of 3 officers. I mean, you know what? That's fine. We could do that. We can make that happen. So we would need to put down some more housing. That's another big problem, is that we don't have any more room other than doing, I guess, removing this smaller living quarter and adding in another living complex. Now, I could try to put in some apartments. However, I think the apartments give people less comfort because we're all cramped together. Yeah, so cramped quarters grant less comfort during rest. And we already have a bit of a comfort struggle because people aren't getting all of their needs met. We're not able to keep all of these buildings open. So, I think it all comes down to waiting for that Martian class to end. Then we might try to do a new dome. We're going to need more space, too, for the new industrial buildings. So that's also a consideration that we'll have to keep in mind. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and put down and start getting down our new dome, because I think we can get more people in here, and we're still going to be able to make the items we need to maintain everything else that's going to increase by getting more colonists on Mars. So I think a lot of things can be handled by shoving more people into the problem. I'm going to take a look at our polymer count, right? We're going to need, if we do another barrel dome, it's 20. The oval dome is 100, so that's going to kill us in cost. So barrel dome is probably going to be the next item I send over. We could put it up here because it's a little bit closer to the other rare metal depot, rare metal resource. However, I think we're still quite a ways away from even finishing this one, and it's a better quality. So I probably wouldn't put more people onto the under rare metal thing. Hey, finally an anomaly. We haven't seen one of these in forever. Let's send our good friend over. Red Rover, Red Rover. Gosh, look at the, oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? 20% research boost, 15%, 15%. This would be nuts. We have to get over here. Like, we absolutely have to get over here. We can almost fit all of these into one dome. That makes me sad. 20, 15, 15. The other one's 15. So we could do it something like this, or wait until we get like the mega dome. It's just a massive giant dome. But then by that point, you're pretty much done with the research tree and you don't need it. How can we get people over here? That's my question. And how could we sustain that dome? We could make tunnels, right? A tunnel would let you... It's a crap ton of mechanical parts. Different locations and different elevations. So we could put one here, for example. Let me just do a... I think I can take it up in a minute. Put it here. And put it here. Too far. So... I mean, that's not bad. We would have to put it, like, a little bit closer to where this new dome would be. Like, right over here. And then up here. Okay, so they would come out here, and they could drop off all of the resources, right? And then we could have a drone commander or drone hub here, which would service the big dome. And I guess, I don't know if this is storage. I think you just put a storage unit outside, right? You put like a universal storage right here. So the drones would travel through the tunnel, I think, drop off the items, and then this drone hub would service and pull in all the things you need for the new dome. The problem is the cost, number one, obviously. That's pretty rough. But I really feel like we're missing out by not using this research site. But of course, the only way to get all three, I think, would be to have the massive dome, right? Would a barrel dome fit this? Ooh, barrel dome would. Blocking objects. Is it the metal itself? Or probably our actual RV here? Or RC Explorer? Oh man, we could have a really huge bonus. So this would cost 20 polymers. The harder one would be the tunnel, which is going to cost 30. Do we actually have to do that, though? We could put down a drone hub. We have our own concrete here. Everything is going to cost, right? If we build far away from where our existing infrastructure is, we're going to have to rebuild everything. Yeah, we really would, wouldn't we? Does a tunnel transfer liquids and stuff, too? Connect power and life support grids at different locations. That's pretty useful, too. I thought it was just for rovers. So this could connect a dome far over to the northeast with everything else that's in play. All of our power and our production and stuff like that. So that could be beneficial. What's the smallest dome we could fit all three of these into? We can't. So it's a barrel dome pretty much. It would have to be a barrel dome. I don't know how far inside of these things. Well, now it says there's 35% there. How about we just move you for a second? I'm sorry, I know you're doing something. Little drone dude. I know I told you to do it too. Is this stuff in the way? Blocking objects. It's the metal. We can move the metal. Okay.
There are Earth-sick colonists.
Earth-sick colonists, so we're starting to have some sanity problems, I think. Okay, here it is, right here. I've got 3 of these items inside, and it's telling me we're going to have a boosted research by 50%. Now, if we're researching at how much per day? 481 per day. That's going to be a really great free boost. Not free per se, right? We are having to do all this extra stuff just to get the research boost. We don't even have all of our buildings filled up. So in theory, if we were producing as much as this building, that's 866 research. So that would be the equivalent of 1 more of these research labs. I'm really torn. I feel like this is going to be something that's worthwhile focusing on. We could put food in here, research, a couple of comfort buildings. We could transfer the polymers, the metals, the things we would need to maintain this site. I think we can transfer it through the tunnel. I'm just not 100% sure. And I wish I had an editor to go mess around in. Is there a build mode in this game? Can we test this out? All right, let's check on this Earth-sick colonist. Why are you upset? You pretty much went down to 0 in your comfort level. Overcrowded. You're a loner. You weren't able to shop, and you didn't have a luxury building. Okay, how many other people feel that way? I mean, it might just be this unique combination. He was a loner. He also wanted to shop. So I can see that happening. That's not the worst thing in the world. As long as everyone is not having the same problem. It doesn't look like the random folks here are. Most people are pretty average, I think. We would love to open up these buildings at some point. Okay, so a lot of talk for really the situation being, I don't know if this is a good plan for us or not. If we would have started here, sure, that would have been great. But at the moment, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work out in the way I'm thinking, and I hate to waste so many resources. So, what I might do instead is put a barrel dome down right here, right? Somewhere in this general vicinity. Maybe even this spot right here, kind of a snaky looking effect. We would put more homes in there. We would, of course, connect it with a tunnel system, like this tunnel network. We would probably grab the prefabs for a large machine parts factory and a large electronics factory, and just keep cramming colonists in here. I think that might be one of the better ideas right now. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what we're going to do. So, oval dome, let's do it. Sorry, that's the oval big. We just want the normal barrel. So sad. I really want that big dome. I love how the big, huge domes look in this game. Absolutely gorgeous. Cool, we'll be able to connect right into our network.
Anomaly analyzed.
We have new technologies available for research. Lovely. Let's connect in our power cable, and we'll connect in our life support here. If I remember how to do that. Pipe valve, no. Pipe, yes. Cool. There we go. Now those are connected. What do we get for technology? Drone printing and magnetic field generator. Very cool. What was that? This is... decreases the loss of atmosphere due to lack of magnetic field. 10,000 research. Holy cow. 50% cost reduction. That's crazy. So this would actually cost 20,000? That's absolutely nuts. We also got something else. I don't remember which one it was. Drone production. Drone assembler would let us print more drones instead of having to send them as prefabs or pre-constructed from Earth. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send us a shipment. Do we want to do a shipment, or do we want to send a cargo rocket? Let's send a cargo rocket, because we're going to need to take some materials home. So let's grab cargo rocket. Let's see how much we can throw on this thing before we go broke. Another, or a machine parts factory, electronics factory would cut us down to 1 billion, or by 1 billion. And then we could load it up with excess parts here. I forgot that polymers are super expensive right now, aren't they? Because of some kind of a... yeah, they're doubled in cost or something like that. 50% more expensive. You can see polymers cost 140 million, while machine parts and electronics are much cheaper. And there was some kind of a special event we had at some point that had that as well. Now we can increase the amount of people in the polymer factory, I think, to counteract that. So we could do that. We could bring a bunch of extra drones, or 2, and we would be broke. How about... we haven't even filled up the electronics factory yet. Let's go ahead and just do the machine part factory, and we'll send a few more parts with us. A couple more drones, because we are probably a little bit shorter on drones. We could do 1 shipment of polymers. It's a little bit overpriced, but that's okay. We are going to send a bunch of resources home. Probably want to get a dozer at some point, too. We're going to start doing... I think we're going to start doing landscaping, but it's not a huge priority just yet. I think we're at the point where I can change around my order of crops as well. So the next soybean crop is going to raise us up to 100% soil quality. Then we'll do wheat, because that's a short, quick one that gives us some food and doesn't use as much water. And then we'll do potatoes to give us a really large crop harvest. And we'll counteract that with soybeans. I don't know if the math adds up, but I think it should be okay. I'll run the math here off camera to double check. We're also out of polymers because we are pretty much putting all the polymers now into this new barrel dome. So I did go ahead and increase the priority level of the polymer factory here. So we should start spitting out quite a few. We're at 1.4 per day in maintenance. We're barely holding on in terms of our materials. I'm really praying at this point. I'm not a religious man by nature, but I am praying for this class to get out as soon as possible. I wish it told me 96, 117. This is just random stuff here. I wish it did tell me what how long it would take all these folks to get done. We did get general training done, which is really helpful right now because we have a lot of general specialists or non-specialist people. However, they're all in training anyways, so I don't know if it matters or not. This is kind of cool. Lowers the risk of colonists developing flaws after sanity breakdown. Oh, does that actually happen? I had no idea that they had a chance of getting a permanent bad flaw. Very curious. So we're now researching autonomous sensors finally. And I think I'll also go ahead and do adapted probes. That way we can unlock some more physics buildings. I do want to try to finish off this domeless farming, or start it. We haven't even touched it yet. So that is a big project. And probably grab this terraforming subsidies. Let's put that first, and we'll do domeless farming next. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. That's going to be rough. But man, you know, these large research items makes me really think we should have started, or, you know, we should try to do something over here. I just don't know what the best course of action is going to be. So until I can come up with a better solution, or maybe I can test how tunnels work, or you lovely folks watching can help me figure out exactly how they work, I'm going to hold off and be safe about it. RC Transport doesn't have anything to do. We've got plenty of materials lying around. In fact, I think we got some polymers just kind of chilling out. So we shall order him to bring his goodies there. Wonderful. New dome is done. And our new rocket is about to land. Yay! More rockets. More people. Earthsick colonist will head on home. It's fine. We didn't want you here anyways.
Colonists are departing.
Farewell, my colonist friend. You've been a treat, my friend. He's like, I'm going. I'm out of here. What if his suit exploded right now? Look at that booty, though. Man, them Martian suits, I'll tell you what. It's really fabulous for the glutes. Alright, I'm not going to get too creepy. Like 20% Mars creepy, which is 30% more creepy than Earth creepy, right? So what do we want to put in our new barrel dome? I think we're going to put in the larger manufactories, so we can put down the machine part factory as one of them. That is going to be one of the new buildings I put down. We also want to put down more housing. And we're going to probably stick with living complexes. They seem to do pretty well in terms of keeping your people, and, you know, giving you enough people to work and live there, as well as keeping them nice and happy. So I'm going to put 4 down again. That's going to really boost up how many people can live here. I might even try to do that in each dome. And I could relocate some of our services at some point. So this is turning into kind of a service dome here. But I bet we would probably need another diner at some point soon. I've not been paying attention to how many people are really taking in... let's see. Missing service and building. Okay, service buildings are full. We're starting to actually see buildings get full. So social and medical checks. So that means we're going to need more of those. Okay, so I can add in another medical building. Residents will cover additional sanity, by the way, with the smart complex, which requires a lot of electronics.
Anomaly found.
That would be kind of nice. Hey, 2 new anomalies as well. Right, so the research lab, no, it's the service building, right? So we're looking for the infirmary, which is going to require just concrete. So we'll put an infirmary here. And we'll put down another, what, space bar or diner? Let's put down a diner. I think the space bar may be okay where it's at. Let's take a look. Spacebar doesn't have a morning shift. I could open this back up pretty soon, probably. We're going to be getting some more people in here at some point. Still no graduates. Super sad about that. Anomalies have been found, though. Let's grab our research explorer and send him on his way. Finally, I've been desperate to find a couple more anomalies here. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. What we'll do is after or between episodes, I will continue to kind of flesh out this, kind of put the rest of the items inside of our dome, prep it for our next colonist batch. As soon as this is full, I'm probably going to load up another round of colonists right away. Because I think I've been so worried about bringing people because it's going to, you know, it's going to add more of an infrastructure requirement. We can just fix that by cramming the polymer buildings and, you know, machine buildings full of workers at this point. So that's my goal right now, and especially since we did get that non-specialist research that's going to reduce the penalty of someone not being a specialist. So I will go ahead and take a look at that between episodes. We will continue on, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're still here after all this time, I really appreciate you. I hope you're having fun, and I hope you're enjoying surviving Mars. I'm looking forward to what this planet is going to look like, and I will probably, honestly, this is one of the longer playthroughs I've done with the game. With the addition of the terraforming stuff, I think this game is absolutely amazing. And I'll probably stick with this for some time after whatever this playthrough gets done. You know, we'll be trying other challenges out. So I want to make sure I stick with surviving Mars kind of long term. Very, very excited about it. Super ugly buildings here. Oh, crap. This would block... You know what? We could do this. And we could make use of this fancy passenger ramp. I think passage ramp? Must be built on completed passage. Okay, so we could at least put this here so that people can cross over the passage when they're getting off of the ship. Awesome. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Until next time, take care.